Welcome to this training video from Anglian Dental. Today we'll be talking about the single surgery vacuum system from Cattani, which is the MicroSmart. In this video I'll be talking you through how to replace the main suction filter on the Cattani MicroSmart. So this is the main suction line coming from the chair, be under vacuum pressure when the machine's running. So anything that goes down the cannula or the spittoon, down the spittoon bowl, will come through this and then through this filter. So it needs to be checked and maintained on a regular basis. How regular depends on what procedures you're doing, how often the chair's used, and how well the filters on the treatment centre are maintained. I wouldn't necessarily check this every day or every week. Like I said, it all depends on what goes down the suction at the chair, but maybe check it once a week. If it's clear, check it once a fortnight, or if you experience low vacuum at the chair, check the filters on the chair first, then this will be the second port of call. You might have a blockage in this filter, but the more you remove this filter, the more chances are of having a leak on the machine. So you just have to gauge it. So to remove the filter, good practice, make sure the machine's switched off first. The display won't be lit if the machine's off. So it's just a quarter of a turn. Definitely recommend, obviously, PPE. Get some paper towels ready. There might be a bit of residue water in here. So remove this filter. Good practice also is to have a container if you're working away from anywhere close to a sink. So you have to transport the contaminated item to a dirty sink. Have a container with a lid you can put the filter straight into, so you can transport it. Also good practice, have a clean filter near the machine so you can swap the filter over and get the machine up and running as quickly as possible. It's good just to check inside here. If the filter's difficult to remove, you might have sort of built up contamination around the filter, the housing. So a good recommendation, just to get a soft bristle toothbrush every month or so, or when the filter gets difficult to remove, just clean around here, maybe a bit of spray cleaner, like lime scale cleaner, spray it in there, and it will help just to remove any of the debris. Another good piece of advice, you can get silicone grease. This is quite a large tube, but you can get sort of 10-gram tubes of this on Amazon. Just a little bit on your finger. Apply some to the O-ring for the new filter you're putting in, and you can wipe some around the inside of this filter housing, and it'll just make it easier to remove the filter. So reinstalling the filter, there's two lugs here. I put those at 12 and 6, and then light pressure pushing forward, quarter of a turn, and you'll see those lugs will end up eventually at 9 and 3. So that's a correctly installed filter. Sometimes you can get one of those lugs in and one of them out, and that will cause a leak. So just double check that both of the lugs are connected securely. At this point, turn the machine back on, go back to the treatment centre, run a few cupfuls of water down the vacuum line or the spittoon, and then come back to the machine and double check that you haven't got any leaks. And with your contaminated filter, you can, as this is metal, you can use a wire brush to clean the metal part of the filter. I'd advise not to use a metal brush on the O-ring because you're relying on that for a water seal. Maybe just a wet wipe, or give that a clean round with some paper towel, and then you can put this back near the machine for when you next have to remove the filter, and you should be back up and running. I hope you found this video helpful. If you do have any further technical questions, please reach out to one of our team.